Hi, Derek Fraser here from Coldstream Rod Shop. After the last video on the rear end, I had a couple questions about what I did and how much I took out of each side. I started with a 1980 or 1981 F-150 rear end, mainly because it's quite robust. It comes with 31 spline axles. It's quite heavy duty. One of the things is it's too wide to fit underneath a 32 Ford or a Model A or Model T. So I needed to narrow it. The other thing I wanted to do was basically center the pinion. As you can see down here on the pumpkin, from the center of the pumpkin to the pinion, it's actually offset by about 2 inches. So in order to center the pinion on the rear end, I actually had to take an uneven amount out of each side. In this particular case, I took 6 7/16 out of one side, close to the flange over here. And then I took 2 7/16 out of the other side over here. Now in the welding process, I had a jig where I put a bar and flanges on here so that when I welded it back up, I knew that it was straight. I don't have that jig here to show you right now, but you want to make everything nice and straight and square when you're welding it. The other thing is that I can't use the original 9-inch Ford axles because quite simply, they're too long, and the spline is only this long. There's nowhere around these days where you can cut the axle off and put the spline in the right place. So there's aftermarket axles available that you buy that have this much spline on them. So in my case, what I did, I narrowed the rear end so that it's 51 inches from flange to flange. The brake offset is 2.5 inches for each side. So that gives me 51 plus 5 inches, or 56 inches. So if you Google it, most of these speed shops that sell rear ends, they sell a 56-inch wide rear end, because basically that's what fits nicely underneath a 32 Ford or Model A. So in order to figure out how long this axle has to be for the longest side, I got this dog bone insert from a company called the Dutchman. You just place it on the rear end, and then what you do, put your tape measure there, you go to the flange, so it's 27 inches. Then I have a 2.5-inch offset from my brake drums, so that makes it 29.5 inches. Then the measurement goes from here up to this point on the axle, so it's going to be cut approximately right there. I'll do a much more accurate measurement when I go to actually cut them. One of the other things is too, when you buy these aftermarket axles, they're quite robust and it's great, you know, you can cut that off. But for some reason or other, the register here on these axles is big, and I assume that it's big probably for aftermarket disc brake system or whatever. So I'm actually going to take these to a friend, and I have to get this turned down so that it then fits inside of the drum, the 2.5-inch thick standard Ford drum brakes that I'm going to fit on there. So that's what we're going to do today. That's a better explanation, I guess, of where my rear end is, what I did with it, how I got to it. Once I clean the rear end, I paint it all up and everything else, I'll do another video of kind of putting it together and how I've got the cut axles and we'll assemble the brakes and everything else. But that's it. Thanks for the feedback. Please subscribe. Please keep the comments going. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Take care. Have a good day.